Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the March 23rd edition of our video devotionals, and it's Wednesday. This is Winning Wednesday, and it's the halfway point of the work week and school weeks. That's always exciting. You get to the halfway point, and then after that, you kind of going downhill. So thank you for joining us today. Hope your Wednesday is going well, and we're getting rain here. I just heard it hitting the windows here. We're getting rain, and the temperatures are up. I don't think it's supposed to turn off very cold here, so that's good. All right, we're going to jump into things here today. 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12 is where we're going to be. 1 Samuel 7:12. So we'll let you find that. We appreciate everybody who's watching our videos, and thank you for all the comments. We really mean that, and we're glad we're an encouragement to you, and you're certainly an encouragement to me. All right, notice what it says here in 1 Samuel 7:12. It says, Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpeh and Shin and called the name of it Ebenezer, saying, Hitherto hath the Lord helped us. We're going to come back to that name, Ebenezer. Now, the setting here is that the children of Israel are having to go up against the Philistines. The Philistines end up defeating Israel for a time, and they take the Ark of the Covenant. And the Ark of the Covenant is there with the Philistines, and God punishes them severely. If you read the chapters 4, 5, 6, and 7, right in there, man, the judgment of God upon them. And then, of course, they say, we got to get rid of this thing. So they send it back to the Israelites. The Israelites get it back, and then they decide we're going to go up against these Philistines. And they fight, and they win. They win the battle. And God gives them that victory. And that's why when we read this, that Samuel, he takes this stone and sets it up between the two places, Mizpeh and Shin, and calls that stone Ebenezer, meaning hitherto hath the Lord helped us. Now, we're going to talk about Ebenezer here. When I hear the name Ebenezer, I'm guarantee you someone says, well, I know where he's going with this one. Ebenezer Scrooge, that old, I think that the story is, or the title to the book, the original book is A Christmas Carol. And I don't want to get in all the details, but Ebenezer Scrooge is a man, and we say this today, if someone's tight with their money or they don't want to celebrate Christmas, kind of a, what did he say? Bah humbug. He was just kind of a grouchy old man. And Ebenezer Scrooge. So that's the only Ebenezer I know about, except for in the hymn book, there's an old song called Come Thou Fount. Now, some people don't use this old song anymore. I actually like the song, and I love the tune to it. Something about it's just really appealing. But here's how the first little stanza goes here to remind you, in case you're not familiar with it. Come Thou Fount, old song. Come Thou Fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace. So you get that. I love that tune, though. Here's the second verse, though. Notice what it says here. Here I raise mine Ebenezer, hither by thy help I'm come. Now, as far as I know, the only time I've ever heard the word Ebenezer was Ebenezer Scrooge. And then, of course, in this song here, and I kind of thought, I wonder what in the world does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it refers to. It refers exactly to what we just read here from the Bible. And I love songs that have a biblical basis like that, but that's an unusual one there. Other than seeing some churches around the area that has the name Ebenezer in it, I've seen that. But it's not a common name. I don't know of anybody in my life that I've ever heard named Ebenezer, in the time that I've lived. I don't know of anybody that way that I know of, not even a middle name. So this name Ebenezer. So the practical side of all of that is this. Here is Samuel, and he's raising up a stone just to remind the people, to remind himself, hey, God's helped us here. And it was God's presence. We got the Ark of the Covenant back, and God working with us and using us. And we're just going to set up a stone to remind us that God's helped us. So the practical side of things today is this. Doesn't God help us all the time? Even the times that we're not reminded of or not aware of, I guess I should say it that way, God helps us. And then, of course, certainly the times that we ask God for help and he gives us that help. So let's be reminded that I know we're not going to go out and get us a stone and set it up and say, I'm going to call that Ebenezer and remind me. But you know what? In our mind, be reminded each time that God does something for you to thank him, to praise him, And maybe just, maybe even, hey, would it hurt to write it down somewhere? You've got a calendar perhaps. Hey, write on there, God help me today. You say, well, people don't do that. Well, maybe it's a good thing to do. And maybe even take that old song there. Go to your church and look in your hymn book, see if it's there. Most of the churches are going to have it. I was a little bit disappointed. I saw a hymn book and I was looking it up, and it didn't have the second verse in, not the Ebenezer part. They changed that. And I said, well, I'm going to find me a little bit older hymn book here in the office, and I found it, and there it is. Here I raise mine Ebenezer, hither by thy help I'm come. Be reminded how God helps us. Isn't it great to not be on the other end? The help of God on one end, the judgment of God on another. The Philistines were feeling the judgment, and God's people were helped. And we as God's people are helped. And let's be reminded of that. So when you think about Ebenezer, try not to go to Ebenezer Scrooge. Go to, hey, in the Bible, there was a stone set up. They called it Ebenezer. And that was to remind them that God had helped. And that's a great thing. So I hope you have a great day today. And I hope you stay healthy and blessed and safe and all of that. We'll see you tomorrow on Trusting Thursday. So I hope you have a great day.